While Donald Trump was speaking with Fox and Friends, Ainsley Earnhardt, the topic of his possible impeachment came up, and he had some very interesting ideas about what exactly would come about were he to be impeached, as you'll see in this clip.
If the Democrats take back power, do you believe they will try to impeach you?
Well, I guess it says something like high crimes and all. I don't know how you can impeach somebody who's done a great job.
Okay, all right. I mean, as always, amazing. Okay, I guess it's high crimes and all.
Yeah,
dude, you might be impeached. You want to at least read the clause? Like, I know you don't like to read, and I know you've never read the Constitution. It's the one part of the Constitution that could actually affect you, that you might get thrown out of office. I guess it's high crimes and all or something, right?
Yeah, haven't looked into it.
Yeah, what do I know, right? Yeah. And then, of course, the second part. I don't know how you could, impeach someone who's doing a good job.
Yeah.
No, that has nothing. First of all, if you find the guy doing a good job at the White House, please let me know. Okay, but second of all, even if we were to grant you that, that's not how it works. Like, oh, now, okay, I'm doing a good job. Stock market's up, unemployment's down. I kill someone, and all of a sudden they want to impeach me. Can you really impeach a guy who's, doing a good job in office? Yeah. Yes. If you committed another crime, yes, we can impeach you.
I dispute that. I think you have to take into account evidence, circumstance, and all that. If a dude shot someone, it turned out that he was he worked at Subway, made a really good sandwich artist. Do you really arrest him?
I don't know. He's doing a good job.
Good sandwich.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
I thought you were going somewhere else with it because now I remembered. Actually, there was a vice president who shot someone in the face while in office. That was Dick Cheney.
Yeah, he was doing a good job though.
Yeah, but he was doing a miserable job. Now, to be fair, that was an accident. We think.
They say. Anyway, that was the first thing that he thinks might happen, but it goes even beyond that, actually. Let's listen.
I'll tell you what, if I ever got impeached, I think the market would crash. I think everybody would be very poor.
Everybody would be very poor. So wages have been stagnant since 1978. They have dropped, when you take inflation into account, under his watch. Now, the rich got way richer because of the tax cuts. But the average American, your wages have dropped under Trump. But God forbid, if he were to be impeached, then everyone would be poor.
Yeah, it'd be devastating.
Who supports a guy who talks like that? Who's so unintelligent and a ridiculous human being, even if he'd said it in a sophisticated way? Would that make it any better? If Obama had said, well, if I were to be in trouble, I think that everyone in the country would be less affluent. You'd be like, okay, well, you said it in a nice way. It's still a ridiculous thing to say.
Yeah, I see the problem. So you want more sophisticated. So he didn't actually explain why there, but he does go on to explain why would his impeachment lead to the economy collapsing. Let's find out.
Because without this thinking, you would see numbers that you wouldn't believe in reverse.
I don't even know what that means. He can't even put together a sentence in defense of his own presidency. You would see numbers in reverse.
No, but he does that in the middle.
Oh, the numbers are coming back.
Okay, maybe he's Missy Elliott. He just reverses it and flips it. I don't know.
Okay. At first I was like, I don't get,
But what I love most of all is that he can't say the right sentence in the middle of bragging about his thinking.
And he has to point. I want to talk to her about thinking, but she's not gonna know what I mean. Oh, bink, problem solved. My brain, it's right here. You know where my thoughts come from? The dome part.
Okay.
Yeah, so here's the thing though. So him bragging about his thinking and how powerful it is and how we will be doomed if we don't have his brain. I keep doing this, I apologize, just in case you forget where the brain is or where thinking comes from. But early this morning, very early, so he normally wakes up pretty early and begins tweeting. He actually started far earlier. At 1 a.m. Eastern time, he apparently woke up from some sort of crazy dream covered in sweat and tweeted this: "No collusion, rigged witch-hunt."
And that's it, just that.
That was it. He tweets that. He goes back to sleep. That is actually apparently what happened. And that's the guy with the thinking. That's what he uses his brain for, is to produce that tweet.
Yeah, he's literally screaming into the abyss, all caps locked, Okay, go to message.
And the crazy thing is, as crazy as that seems, there are people who are like, they put on their MAGA hat, they dial into AOL, they bring up their tweeter, and they see that and they think, he's innocent.
How could you possibly
That's an innocent
think
man.
that?
How could you think that? Use the brain.
So, guys, the one good news out of all this is he's in a cold sweat panic. He might be saying it's a rigged witch hunt and etc., and he might get his MAGA guys to go, oh yeah, it's phony, sure, it's not happening. But as my mom would say, he knows. You don't get up in the middle of the night and go, rigged witch hunt! Unless you're totally panicked.
You are so sure that he's going down, but what you don't know is that he is getting great legal advice, and not just from a lawyer, he's crowdsourcing it in a manner of speaking, which he'll explain right here.
By the way, he pled to 2 counts that aren't a crime, which nobody understands. I watched a number of shows. Sometimes you get some pretty good information by watching shows. Those 2 counts aren't even a crime.
Just when you think he can't top himself. Okay, so let's go over I mean, he fits more stupidity into a sentence than any man I've ever seen. Right now, George W. Bush is leaning back in Crawford somewhere going, yep. That looking pretty good now, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Okay, so he said 2 things here. Now, I watch a lot of shows. You're the president. Don't quote cable news shows as your source.
Mm-hmm. Pundits on cable news shows.
Yeah, hey, I watch a lot of television. So does my 8-year-old.
Yeah.
Okay, that's not a thing. Mm-hmm. Okay.
And the things that he pled guilty to aren't crimes.
Yes, because normally crimes are not crimes. And when you plead guilty, you're not pleading guilty to a crime. You're pleading guilty to something else. I'm pleading guilty to being too good looking.
Guilty as charged, Your Honor.
Guilty as charged. Am I too hot, too smart? Guess guilty. Mm-hmm. No, in court, you actually plead guilty to a thing called a crime. Okay. But Cohen is facing 3 to 6 years in prison. Do you know what you go to prison for? Crimes.
Yeah, prison, but they're not actually prisons. But that's the thing, like he has been watching Fox News and they have been saying over and over, all of them are saying that these aren't actually crimes. They're not actually a big deal. Either they're jaywalking if you're Alan Dershowitz, or Ainsley Earhardt, the person he was talking to, said breaking campaign finance laws, is that a crime? Is that illegal? That's the person interviewing the president. So if you watch Fox News, how could you think anything other than that the things he pled guilty to are not actually crimes?
I hear you, but you could also use your thinking, okay, to deduce that when someone says, well, is breaking the law really a crime? You can think, yeah, that's what it is. That's the definition of a crime.
No, we have already passed, he said to a crowd, a huge crowd of people, that when you go to a grocery store, you have to show photo ID. And they all just said,
oh, that's the least of it, brother. He would say, different crowd. He went and he said, now I like clean coal. You take out the coal and you clean it. No, you don't.
Like this video? That's great. And you never have to miss another episode of TYT by hitting the subscribe button below. And ring the bell to get notified whenever we publish a new video.